Welcome back to another episode of Sad Space Furries.
So about that ass.
Every week it's just a continuation from the joke that was talked about at the start of last.
Exactly. It never ends.
You gotta watch the episodes to connect the dots.
And you see, that's why they always say the Arby's has the meat. It's all a conspiracy.
So how you make a baby in what's it called, Chicago? You take two Carhartts, rub them together and blow a vape, and then a baby spawns in.
What?
Right.
What?
Pretty sure that's a fever dream you had.
All right, last session we with
All right, I'm back.
Oh, welcome back. We're about to start.
Cybernetic shop. Towards the end of last session, there was a situation involving some hired guns hunting you down that blew out of proportion. A lot of awesome things happened, such as 90 movement of flight, teleportation, stabbing, killing, and a bit of roleplay. It was a lot to go on last session. Today, we continue as you arrive outside of the Blue Room Station, which I'm going to read and additionally put the information to on Roll20. Give me a quick second as I switch over. Notes. All right, if I do this correctly. All right, cool, it worked. All right. So, upon arriving on the outside of the Blue Room, signs and I did that part too early. Don't read it.
Don't read it. Okay.
Oh,
That's supposed to be the lobby.
sorry.
Nah, you're good. EM jitters, that's all that was.
Yeah, I was like halfway through.
The skyscraper towers above a network of bullet trains, tubes, roads, and darkened lower walkways, its iridescent glass gleaming in the dusky sunlight. A sign posted on the north side of this building reads, "The Blue Room Infosphere Cafe," accompanied by a neon arrow that points down a winding back alley to a blue door. All of you are going, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Apparently.
Unless people were
Yeah,
getting off
someone
the
got
train
something to
near
say.
the Sky Jade.
I'm going to take that as the whole party decided to go along. All right. Upon arriving at the Blue Room, this is the first part of everything here. Signs in common and Versailles are positioned near the door, stating, "Access our state-of-the-art computers and discreetly browse the infosphere on our secure servers with a low rate of 2 credits per hour. Complimentary noise-canceling headsets allow you to surf the sphere in peace. Ask about our virtual reality headsets and day pass discount." Another sign proclaims that this establishment is licensed penumbra retailer. Beyond the welcome desk rows of plastic corrals house comfortable swivel chairs facing identical computers. To the south, an outdated-looking service bot dispenses food and drink near the vending machines. So, as all of you step into the room, the individual that you see in front of you looks to be a humanoid, like slightly dark skin, dreadlock hair, sunglasses, headphones strapped around his neck. He looks like he'd maybe step up to be like 5'10". Very handsome looking fellow.
Hi, Brandon.
He gets called back to deal with a rowdy table in the back.
I love you guys.
We love you too, Brandon.
He's sitting on a chair at the front of the desk. He just begins to kind of say, welcome to this Blue Room Cyber Cafe. And he kind of just points to the sign that displays the information that's in bold in the box above. It says, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. But his attention seems to be just gazed onto a tablet that's in front of him. He's possibly watching a show or something.
What kind of system access do you have for your VR?
We have a pretty top of the line system. And he just kind of, again, gazing at the data pad, he points at the computers first. He says, these computers aren't exactly top of the line. And when you take a look at them, you can see that these are tier 3 type computers. The VR headsets, however, have a computer that has more like horsepower and things to make it run smoother. Without going over there and checking it, the way he describes it, it sounds to be more of like a tier 5 computer, but it looks like most of its resources is built into just the VR.
And the VR, are there private rooms for that?
No, they're actually just placed kind of to the side. What happens is you rent out a VR headset, and upon putting on the headset over by the VR stations, you are surrounded by this bubble. Within the bubble, you have 360-degree movement. You could jump, move. You would not protrude out of the bubble. However, you cannot communicate to anyone outside the bubble. Some of the VR systems have games installed on them where you can communicate to the other players with the VR systems adjacent to you.
Interesting. And it has the full web access?
Yep, all computers here have full web access.
I'll be interested in a bit of VR then.
Okay. Would you like to hear about our specials? Otherwise, the VR headsets themselves cost 50 credits, but it counts for the whole day. And as I mentioned, there's preloaded apps and games that you can play as well.
50 credits for the whole day. What are the specials?
Okay. You could purchase a 24-hour pass to use a computer for 15 credits instead of 2 per hour. If you happen to have the Penumbra app, which we are sponsored by, you could pay 10 credits instead.
I currently don't have that app and am not currently looking to get it currently, so I'll pay the full 50.
Okay. He hands you over a small device. Just by you looking at it, it looks like this would be placed onto the VR set to have it activated.
All right.
And he looks over to the rest of the party and says, and the rest of you?
I'm just gonna give him a thumbs up.
Havoc is kind of like awkwardly looking around.
Same.
Okay. Give me a perception check, everyone in the group.
Come here, dice.
Perception. Ooh, that was a low roll.
Perception, you said? What was that, Brandon?
Yes, perception.
Let us take a peek.
Oh, jeez. That was 36.
I'm surprised I got that high. Oh, damn, that means I got a 19. Dang. Hell
34.
Yeah. Holy
30,
shit.
36, 34, 26, 22, and 13. Okay. So additionally, when you step away from where I'm going to call him, I guess, store associate is stationed at, when you get like more of a look into the room, it's not hard to see where the blue room gets its name. Each computer monitor radiates a bright blue color, which provides dim lighting here. Black lights are installed into the ceiling in the lobby. There are these parallel lines made from strip of luminescent lights that also provide a bit of dim lighting against the walls. posters, books, and old archaic looking machines running black and white can be seen on several shelves. A small collection of swords, which you can see in the picture behind the store associate, can be seen, as well as an alarm clock, which I'm calling that like monitor right underneath of it. That is where I'm going to switch the map over to this.
Ah, the murder alley.
As you can see, you're not placed alone in this room. Several individuals, it's hard to decipher like their race or gender or anything like that, are all stationed in front of these computers that are set up. They each are wearing noise canceling headphones. None of them, from what you spot, seem to be paying you any attention from the start. However, Kalani and I got to look at the others. Kalani, where did all those scores go? 36. And Gunner, you get the feeling that you're being watched from a like possibly one or more than one person in this room. As you can see, the VR station is located all the way towards the left. What is not seen is a bathroom door marked private over to the left of the VR station. It would be like right here. It's just the map that I'm using didn't have it located. The service bot that's dispensing food is placed right here next to the vending machine. There's an open station for a computer to be used right here that's easy to be seen. And just in case this plays out how I think is going to play, there's a compass with the location of north. So you know what is the north part of the room, if that happens to come up for anything.
All right.
All right. Feel free to do as you please here.
Yeah, Snow's gonna tell the rest of the crew, keep your eyes and ears open and, wander around. Make it look like you're actually interested in being here.
What type of food is the food service bot selling?
A lot of it seems to be like snacks or like it would be the equivalent of like snacks, ramen, stuff that's like easy to cook in a short amount of time. Actually, I'm gonna have you make a perception check, and I'm gonna actually move your character towards that service bot on just what you spot. Nice. So when you head over to the service bot, he has a selection of several different things: pocky, ramen, chips, soup, coffee, and other types of either drinks or foods that he looks like he can dispense using his body to warm up products or to like freeze products. The machine itself looks to be a bit outdated though. This almost looks a bit archaic in a way, where the vending machine placed to the right of it looks a bit high tech and like very easy to use.
Okay, and I'm assuming the vending machine is just like standard, like just chips and candy bars or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Chips, candy bars, gum, and other things of the like.
What how much would the ramen cost and how big is it?
Ramen costs 1 credit, and it would serve. I'm going to use D&D as an example. If you were to be like of a halfling size, it would be a decent portion for a halfling in D&D terms. I guess that could be Starfinder too, since halflings can be found there. But that's a good.
So it's one of those cheap ass like instant cups that you could find in a store.
Exactly, but like I said, it ties in with the fact that this thing looks a bit outdated.
A toner will buy 4 ramens.
Okay. Each one would just cost 1 credit, and the service bot goes to do it. The service bot kind of plays like a weird tune coming out of it as it processes each of the ramens one by one and dispenses it over to you. But it doesn't look like the service bot's really able to do anything else. It looks like, and I quote, "What is my purpose? To serve butter."
Oh God.
What is my purpose? You serve butter. Oh my God.
It looks like this robot, or this machine, I should say, can only do like simple tasks such as that when it comes to this.
I'm gonna peruse those shelves of the books and just walk around and see if I can get any more senses as to maybe how close I can get to somebody who's like trying to keep an eye on us, since I had noticed that. So I'm trying to see who it is in the room that might be interested in us for whatever reason.
And Snow's gonna go into VR.
While I'm perusing the posters and the books and stuff that are on the shelves.
Okay, give me a. Are you trying to be sneaky about it?
No, but I'm not going to be sneaky about it, but I'm not going to be like overtly like, duh, I'm looking. I know that you're. I don't want to make it seem like that whoever's keeping eyes on us or is noticing that one of us notices. So I guess in a way sneaky-ish.
You're trying to play out there not being watched.
Yeah, it's like.
Okay. Give me a stealth check and then follow it with a perception check. And while you were doing that, I want to see what everyone else is up to. I know that the captain's going to go over to the VR station. I just want to see everyone else in the room, what their thought process is.
Where's a spot to like sit with like a table?
Let's actually, I'll say that this table right here exists. You need to get a spot there.
Okay. So yeah, Toner's gonna go there and just start eating his ramen.
Menacingly.
It's sitting there. Menacingly.
The rest of the party?
Can I sense motive on the person watching us through the cameras?
The person watching,
or whoever is if I can figure out who's watching me.
So it's a bit difficult. You have a feeling that you're being watched, even though each individual that you can see in front of you, their face is like distracted by what's on the screen, and that's providing the dim lighting here. You just have that like instinct that you're being watched, and it's hard to decipher by who when every person is looking at a monitor in front of you. Some of them being like cloaked or hooded, just to their person. But all of them seem to be entranced into whatever it is, whether it's a YouTube video or looking up something that they maybe shouldn't be looking up.
No.
Come on, man. There's other people here.
Check for any tissue boxes next to the
Ew.
computers.
Oh, that's nasty. Oh, that's nasty.
Can I tell if any of them are dying?
Oh.
Who's been here for 36 hours straight?
Rolls for them now.
He's ready to collapse.
It's just hard to decipher without putting a little bit more effort to pinpoint who you think it is. There are 20 different people that you can see at the computers, which are displayed in front of you. Additionally, there are 2 people with VR headsets, but they, again, are placed in these bubbles that contain them to that area, so they are unaware of their surroundings to the actual world.
Okay.
So easily put, the 2 at the VR station would not be included. It would involve the other 20. Or
there's a couch.
21 if you include the store associate. Is what a couch?
This.
Sure, let's count it as a couch. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just gonna make my way over there and actually sit behind the couch.
Sit behind the couch?
Yeah. I want to see if I'm still feel like I'm being seen or not.
I'm gonna shadow gunner. I'm gonna shadow gunner because I really don't know what I'm doing, and I'm just gonna sit on the couch.
Okay. I need 1, 2, 3. Let's do this. I need Havoc to make a perception check.
Aye, Captain. No. Perception. A doink. Let's see.
Oof.
Owie. Is that a -4? Oh. That's a nat 1.
That's a 4 total.
That's a 4 total.
Ouchie.
So you are completely oblivious.
Havoc, it's hard to really focus to know what's going on. You're just following Gunner's lead and just like, all right, this doesn't make sense, but okay. There's probably a point where you actually like sit on the couch because that's just naturally what people do, and Gunner might have to be like, hey, like get away from there.
Stop that.
Gunner, as you step to this side of the room, you don't get that feeling anymore that you're being watched, but you do feel like the others, maybe one of the others is being observed. You might have a better chance spotting them, not being surrounded by your companions, but you don't feel like it's set on you anymore.
Okay. Could I do a check to try and find if anyone is noticing anyone that is currently still within eye shot?
Sure. My first thought would be perception, but let me look at skills and see if there's anything else I can use. Maybe something I might play to your character.
It's either that, survival, bounty hunting, which I don't have a lot in anymore. Sense motive.
Is your survival better?
My survival is 17. My perception is 18, but survival I will work with.
Give me survival. Give me a survival check from where you're located.
Okay, that's 17. 33.
With a 33, you step to this side of the room. Havoc sits upon the couch, and out of the 20 people at the table, or I'm sorry, at the computer desk, each the 5 that are on the right for each set of 10 people, their head kind of turned in the direction towards Havoc, and then their head turns back. You get a feeling, maybe, just maybe, it could be one of those 10, meaning the 5 on the right side of
Here.
the column on the right that's facing towards you, or 5 on the right side of that column, again, that are also facing towards you. The other 10, their back is facing away from you, and none of their heads turn to your direction.
And are any of those 10 also looking at a toner? Maybe sort of like triangulate?
If they are, it isn't obvious.
Alright.
And what about with me, since I'm like going up and down and cruising the shells and just walking around?
Okay, we're gonna go back to your roll. The 26 stealth that you got to kind of, all right, there's some shelves here, there's some books. At a quick glance, most of the books here look to be like guides, like an idiot's guide to computing. Some of them are like a collection of manga and things of that nature. A couple of these just look to be like locations of the moon or things of that nature, where they're a bit random in it. So when you head over to the books, that's what you see just at a quick glance. When you take a look, trying to read the room and trying to decipher without communicating to Gunner, you also notice the same 10 do that. However, this set of 5, the ones that are right here towards the left, that are closest towards you, that are facing your direction. All 5 of them happen to be looking in your direction as well. And then when they see you kind of look back, they all turn back to what they're doing.
Um, does Havoc see Gunner like looking around? I assume not with the nat 1.
Gunner may make it known.
I mean, I'm trying to be
Possibly.
as unobvious as it is. So
Okay, probably
unless,
not.
yeah.
Give me a second perception check for Havoc.
Okie dokie.
Brandon, I sent a picture in the Discord. It's gonna be snow.
Wait. 14.
With a 14, you were drawn to this sound that you can hear like emanating not too far away from you. When you take a look around, you can't really pinpoint at first where it's being located, but the sound comes off to like what our ears would hear as like chip tune, like 8-bit, 16-bit type sound effects. Havoc begins to hear sounds very similar to that in the Starfinder world. These sound effects that kind of remind Havoc of a past that may have have been left behind. The sound itself sounds like it is coming towards your left, where the characters at the VR station are located. There is a door marked private, which would be technically the bathroom, which I'm gonna unveil now. All right, so it should be seen.
But I don't actually see in there, right?
No, unless you decide to go forward. I guess this is the part where I'm going to switch over to Snow. Are you gonna have Ramen first, or are you gonna pop on the VR
Snow's
headset?
gonna go right into the VR. The pictures that Blake had posted are for his character.
I actually.
Good.
Jonas, he's just his noodles.
Okay.
He's
So there.
hungry. He just dealt with that sniper shenanigans where he rolled really badly. He's just like, I'm eating. Y'all can work. I'm eating right now.
Gyoza!
I'm actually. Is it okay if I do something?
Sure. What's up?
Sorry. I'm going to accidentally cast a telepathic message to Gunner when I hear when I hear the chip tune from the what it looks like the bathroom, and Gunner, like, you hear in your head, it's just like this polyphonic mix of Vil and Havoc just going, huh.
I really don't like that. What the fuck are you saying?
Do you say that out loud?
No, I'm saying that in my head.
I
I don't know if it's a two-way thing or not.
believe it is. Hold on, let me check. Sure wish that would work.
And I'm just gonna continue perusing and walking around the room.
Waiting for the VR to start.
Okay. What the hell? You can send a short telepathic messages. Any living creature within 10 feet of you or an intended recipient also receives your... Wait, so you have to roll to be able to hear it?
So what?
What's the spell again?
Oh, okay, so somebody can listen in with a DC 25 perception check. Okay. So it works like message from D&D, but somebody can eavesdrop. Okay.
It's a big downside.
But yeah. And here's simple telepathic replies. But she didn't even notice she was doing it, so she like looks up at you and goes like, "Huh? What?"
You just said, huh? In yours and Phil's voice?
What?
I'm not gonna repeat myself.
Oh boy. Alrighty.
Captain Snow,
Mm-hmm.
as you head over to the VR station, there are 4 like VR station setups. You see 2 of them seem to be occupied. The 2 individuals in there seem to be playing some type of either game or application of some sort. They seem to be running almost as if they are like athletes or something with whatever they are doing. They're running, jumping, like hurdling and things like that. However, a bubble seems to keep them contained. So every action that they do doesn't seem to harm any individual around them. As you step over to the VR station, and you plug the device into the VR headset, a bubble begins to surround you, and hearing within the blue room is just impossible for you at this point. Once the VR system begins to load up and all of the like applications and software and things are displayed in front of you, the VR set suddenly blue screens in front.
Uh-oh. Uh,
All right, Jubilee. Let's gather some intelligence.
As the screen is started as the VR headset goes through its rebooting process, there's a message that I send to you.
hmm.
By what method?
Roll 20 if I did it correctly.
Ah. All right.
And as it begins to reboot, the VR system asks for a password. The password itself looks to be an 8-digit password with there being a slash between the every 2 numbers.
I didn't get any password from the guy.
Nope.
All right, computers it is. That's a 33 to try to
Ooh.
hack my way through it.
With a 33, you hack into the VR headset itself, and you are displayed with a whole bunch of binary numbers. And when you take a look at it, all of the binary, all the set of binary numbers, this is going to exceed way over 8 numbers that you would need for a password.
So the check wasn't good enough. All right. Might as well try this again. That's 40, I believe. Yeah.
With a 40, you get the same like the same type of answer. You go to search and it almost looks like the same set of binary numbers. Another message comes through as you are making these attempts.
That's frustrating.
As I continue around the room, Brandon, do I gather anything else?
Give me a additional perception check.
Okay, so I just rolled 19 of a perception only. So
Perception, survival. Let me take a look.
yeah, perception would be. I got a nat 20, so a 38 on perception.
With a 38, just again trying to read body language with everything that's going on. The 5 individuals towards the team of 10 on the right. The ones that were on the left side kind of glanced at you for a second and then stopped. Um, but some of them, as you pass by them, you are able to look at their screens. Some of them seem to be possibly some type of hackers or maybe associated to a type of hacker. I'm going to label them because when you look onto their screens, they look to have like little command screens or bubbles placed on like different parts. Some of them have like 18 different tabs up, so it's hard to really associate what they are looking at. And when they feel like they're being watched, they switch to another tab, switch to another tab. So I'm gonna color code the ones that you see that do that.
Mm.
Snow, is there anything else you'd like to do?
She would like to send a message back by whatever means this individual seems to be messaging her, which I put in the Discord. Or not Discord, Roll20.
Okay. So as you try to send a message, you are unable to get the message sent through thoroughly. Whoever's sending this message seems to be excellent at hacking, possibly beyond your prowess of hacking.
Okay. I would like to speak with this individual, but how? How do I get a message to them to speak?
You get another message sent to you. I'm curious how everyone else wonders what's going on because this is a private message. So I hope it's not frustrating everyone else.
Ah,
And she does so.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Perception, perception. Yeah, I fucking hate these online rollers.
It's cool. With a 28, you're good. With a 28, you just, even though you're in the bubble, you can still kind of see the outside of everything that's around you. I'm just going to move your piece over for a second. You do see that the service bot, the vending machine is still to your left. The two other individuals are still playing a game towards your right. Gunner is hidden from you where you can see Havoc placed on the chair or at least around the sofa, I'm sorry, placed in front of you. The door to the right of you towards the bathroom marked private, as well as several other scattered seats and computers in the room.
No, let me become clear.
So I head over to those towards that side that the people that you marked.
Okay.
And, try and I guess in a way kind of catch them in the act type thing, but doing it not like outrightly like, oh, I see what you're doing, but I'm like out of the corner of my eye type thing and just, trying to wander, just making it look like I'm just wandering around waiting for my friends since.
Okay. I'm gonna have you use a different skill than perception. So let me take a look.
Is there by chance any of the computers in that area open and available?
I'm gonna move this computer.
One or that one in particular?
There's still people stationed at it. The closest that would be I'll just move this computer over. That would probably be the closest one. There are ones set at the end of the table. I just didn't make 4 of them. I just put one and decided to see who would use it or not. But that would probably be the closest one you could get onto without like alerting anybody or anything like that.
And no other messages from this mysterious person.
Nope, just that.
And she's gonna leave the VR then and go back to the desk.
Over to the the store associate.
Yep.
Okay. All right, you head over to the store associate.
Yeah,
Still-
it looks like it blue screened. I don't know what the deal is here.
I tried to fix it. No.
Huh. All right. Well, I can go take a look at it in a little bit. And you see, looks like he doesn't want to stop watching whatever show it is, but he understands that this is business. He says, all right, and he kind of just puts the tablet face first onto the table, so the back end is sticking up. He goes over. He starts heading over towards that direction.
Man, I'm just looking up to Doro.
She's
You
actually
see-
going to remote hack the his tablet while it's down.
Okay, give me a engineering check.
The computers.
Or yeah, give me computers. I'm sorry.
As I make like another perusal around, especially those 4.
That's a 19 plus 22.
Whew. Okay.
All your secrets are belong to me.
Oh,
Bless you.
thank you.
All right. When you hack into his data pad, it has every best word. It has every computer and the VR headsets all plugged into it, all of which say like, system is online. When you hack into it, even though the VR headset blue screen is still counted as online, even though the password was not put in. There does seem to be a better computer, but that is placed when you look through the system. That is placed in this back room right here. The door that will lead to it looks to be off limits.
All right.
But when you hack onto it, it looks like every computer is logged onto. You can see that it has a timer placed towards the bottom of it to reset the cache of all the computers, like every hour on the hour and things like that.
Okay, good to know. And she's gonna wait for his return then.
Okay. So he goes over to patch it up. He puts the headset on. He's like, "Oh, that's odd. It's working just fine over here." So he goes to reset it, and as he goes to reset it, he's going to actually head towards the bathroom. So he goes to the door marked private, and he steps in there for a second.
So it does say bathroom?
It's the door itself is labeled private, but he would have mentioned to you at the start that is a bathroom.
Okay.
Do I manage to catch those 4 doing anything and whatnot?
Let me take a look. It would be your skill against theirs. So let me roll real quick and see what I get. I have a 39. So I guess either perception check or any type of check that you would have to see if you can like glance over and catch something that doesn't belong.
Yeah. not gonna do much better because I mean, even if I rolled a 20, my perceptions only makes me have a 38 max. So
Yeah. You try to just get a glance.
I didn't roll a 20. So
You try to get a glance over their screens, but you taking steps to like approach and kind of like collect what you can see with your eyes, their hands is just too quick. They do all the tricks in the book, alt tab, which doesn't even require them to move the mouse, and just a whole bunch of button presses, where it's hard to like decipher who it could be. And that clicking sound coming from the keyboard can kind of be heard through all 10 of the people at that station.
you know,
Brandon,
Yes.
with him going in the back, she is going to use her dark ability to essentially disappear into shadow and see if she can get into that private room.
The room that looks off limits.
Yeah, where she knows that there is a computer in.
Okay. Give me a computer's check. The number to Vita, I'm not sure if you can touch though. But I want to see what you get.
It's a plus 22. Probably didn't because that's a 35.
Yeah, it does not succeed. When you try to go over to it, it looks to be like a device built into it where you would have to input some type of code. Without knowing the code and trying to bypass it, you was unsuccessful, at least this time. Shortly afterwards, the store associate steps out from the room marked private. And to be fair, the room marked private, anyone can go in. It looks to be more of like a lingo code word kind of thing, not a like no one can enter this room kind of thing. Out of character, you could actually see that there's two characters on two of the stalls in that room.
Yeah, she's gonna wait until he comes out and be like, well, the VR isn't really necessary for what I need, but I do need something stronger than these level 3 computers. I have a lot of business work that I need to send out, and my own private system isn't working. Do you have something stronger than these level 3 computers?
Oh, so we do, but that's private personnel. And he comes over to you and he goes to grab your hand. Are you gonna like fight him off or anything like that?
She's gonna hesitate at first, but then not pull away.
Okay. So he gestures. Well, he goes to pull your hand after seeing you kind of pull away for a second. Kind of like politely sticks his hand out, like, in order to access that area, you're gonna need the code. And he takes a look at your hand. He pulls out this device, and it shines like a black light onto the back of your hand. And he says, "You do not possess the code. I cannot let you back there."
Was it for store personnel?
Quick second. Yeah, something like that. That's left for you to decide if you want to make a check or anything like that.
I already have a feeling. This is about the towers. Alright.
And he just gives it one more like quick tune up. He goes over to the VR station, pops it on his head, gets inserted into the bubble, and says, "I mean, everything looks up and functional here." And he takes it off. He's like, "If you have any more problems, though, let me know." He's like, "I can't wait to get back to Buffy the Vampire Slayer." And he heads back over to the station.
Hell yeah.
She dies. And she goes back
No.
into the bubble.
Cold-blooded.
That's terrible.
Oh.
I make my way up to the store employee
Okay.
and whisper to him, as I was perusing around, I think there's a few people that are doing not so kosher things. I don't know what your rules are concerning such.
As long as they ain't mining Bitcoin, they can do what they like.
Ugh.
So he steps back,
Like have to log it and stuff. I don't know, but
steps back over to the desk. He flips over the data pad, like ready to continue his show. You come over and like you see he's still like trying to watch it. He's listening, but his eyes are focused onto the data pad. And he does listen to what you have to say. And he says, "Look, as long as they pay their 2 credits per hour, or they purchase a 24-hour pass, they're free to use the computers however they like. It is linked to the infosphere to Verses, so they can only access certain type of things. And after every hour, the cache gets reset because personnel information should be personnel."
I have a feeling that you might have a couple people that are not doing kosher things, as I said, and might possibly be hacking into things that they shouldn't be.
As you mentioned that, you realize that not only does your data pad, but every companion of yours, all the data pads at once receive a message.
Did the
The recipient is titled ... and the message is placed on roll 20.
If you seek my
Oh.
assistance, you must
Yeah,
solve my
Okay.
fucking riddles.
And what riddle was that?
Google, don't fail me now.
What's it called? I texted something before. I don't know if that like goes through before everything else happens.
I mean, I heard,
Okay.
but now this is happening, so we'll have to wait to see if Gunnar does it. Because I was actually planning to go to the bathroom anyway.
I mean, if you are, I could follow that up there.
I mean, I was gonna hit before she even said that, I was gonna go to the bathroom.
As you head over to the bathroom, give me a perception check.
Ugh, that's low.
And on my data pad, when I see that,
25.
Before I read that text, Kalani, as you take a look at your data pad, I didn't catch the rest of that.
I was saying, as I see that message pop up on my data pad, I type back out, and the riddle would be what?
As you send that response, you don't seem to get one back in return. And this is where I'm going to cut over to Gunnar.
Okay.
Gunnar, you step into the door marked private. It does seem to be a bathroom. Similar to the lobby, this room is lit by parallel luminescent lights across the walls. Glow-in-the-dark stars and planets provide a bit more lighting in this room, as well as a stained glass placed above the sink that would be located south, like the bottommost sink. The bathroom itself seems to be in a great condition, but however, 2 of the 3 stalls seem to be occupied. Give me a perception check.
All right. 25.
Over 25, as you step into the bathroom, similar to like the equivalent of a D&D dungeon. When you step into the bathroom, several tiles make a weird sound as you step over top of them, leading over towards the sink with the stained glass over it.
I really don't need this fucking weird shit right now. And
As
he's
you,
gonna walk over to that sink.
as you look over at the stained glass, kind of etched into the glass is a riddle where cracks in the glass form these words right here. I think I'm gonna read it to you first, and then I will post it. What can fill a room but takes up no space?
Do we only have like one guess?
Nah.
Air?
And this is like you can headset your companions and be like, hey, like I found a riddle because they all got the same message that you received. So it's
Oxygen?
nothing. As you mentioned these things, nothing happened.
Takes up
Gas.
space.
Give me a second perception check.
Me?
Fills a room.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard this riddle before.
I know it.
It's a gas leak.
Look.
I think that's not wrong.
It's a gas leak. You know what that means? We gotta blow up the building.
36.
Okay, before I answer that, Mads, do you know the answer to this?
Yes, I do, but
What
I'm
is
not
it?
going to say anything because I'm not there.
What's
So
happening
the-
to everyone's head, isn't it?
that message, or so the riddle Gunner spotted, but the message saying, if you seek my assistance, you must solve my riddle, was sent to everyone. So you're in character aware that there is a riddle. All of you are aware that there is a riddle to be solved. Gunner happened to have found it in the room marked private.
And nobody else knows that he did.
Right. Okay, that's fair enough.
I mean, once I've gone through a couple of things, and will you tell me what my perception is?
With a 36, with a 36, continuing with what I mentioned, the certain tiles that give like a hollow sound as you step over to them. The hollow tiles, continue over to the unopened stall. When you head over to the unopened stall, something seems really odd about the wall that you're looking at. It is a bit dark, and with the like strip of neon lights at the top and the glow in the dark stars and planets on the ceiling, it just looks more of like a cavern wall where everything else looks a bit flat.
Huh.
How do I send like what's it called? Private things in Roll20?
You could do /W for a whisper, and after that you hit space and then the name of the person you're trying to whisper to.
Okay, so /W.
Yeah, /W, hit space, and then type the name of whichever character you see at the bottom with like our names and the color, and it should pop up. You hit the name and you just type the message. You can say it in character. I'm not gonna make it that strict where only Gunner can say the answer.
No, I'm gonna do it like, oh, I'm gonna type this in.
Okay. Is there anything else anyone else would like to do?
When I get that message and I try to respond to it with no extra answer, I show the guy. It's like, did you get the same thing?
I was gonna say,
know-
while pretending to be in VR, I wanted to try to remote hack this computer.
Atoner's only eaten one of his 4 ramens, so he's still eating.
Yeah, he's just chowing down.
I love how our progression is being told through how many bowls that a toner has went through.
Wow.
But he looks at it, and he's going to think about it while he's eating, but he's just like,
It was a really hot first bowl.
Yeah, it was overheated, so he had to let it cool. Everyone's doing their thing. They just hear our toner every now and then, just going, like, ooh, like, ow, 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 like noodle slurping noises sounded, followed by like a little, like, ouch of pain.
I'm gonna go on the intercom and whisper, "There's a fucking riddle inside the bathroom.
What's it
Does
called?
anyone have fucking know what that's about?"
So that's where the riddle is.
I'm also gonna go into this weird looking stall. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. But yeah, there's a riddle in the fucking bathroom. And I'm just gonna go into the stall.
Snow's gonna speak with everyone else in the comms. Okay, who's decent with riddles?
I'm pretty good.
I'm pretty decent.
And seat yourselves to the bathroom.
I head over to the bathroom. I guess it's over here.
Yep. And then that riddle is displayed to you. What can fill a room but takes up no space?
I looked up the answer.
I thought of it from the top of my head.
I know I had heard it before, but I couldn't remember what the answer was, so I looked it up and it's like, oh yeah.
You can say it.
Is it sound?
It's
I just
light.
Oh, I said silence. Oh.
All of which are good answers. So
yeah, it's like a riddle that's
after,
too vague because like it's so many things work for it.
Yeah, it was a bit on the trickier side. I had a feeling someone was going to look it up.
I mean, it took
I
a
was
while
actually
before I
kind of
actually did.
hoping would look it up.
I mean, in character, it's just like, oh, here, let me just Google this.
No. Oh, that's cheating.
So as that is said, as the word light is mentioned in this bathroom, through the stained glass, this blinding light shoots out of it. Gunnar, you're placed directly over the stall. Give me a fortitude save. This is dungeon inspired, I promise you.
24.
Ooh, I like this.
All right, so with a 24,
Room.
this blinding light heads towards your direction. You kind of like press yourself up against one of the walls against the stall, and you see as this light pierces through the wall, and as you look at the wall, you see that there was illusion placed over the wall, and that there was a hole placed in it. This illusion kind of making it hard to see that it was under construction or whatever. But as this light pierces through the wall, this light continues to head forward until it hits the alarm clock right above the clerk assistant's head. A toner, give me a perception check.
Uh, 16 perception.
With a 16 perception, the alarm clock, or I shouldn't say the alarm clock, the clock placed above his head begins to blink. It's something so subtle that the people on the computers with the headset don't really notice, but you do. It blinks the correct time, but it blinks in like a rhythmic pattern very similar to Morse code. Give me a survival check.
Oh, that's something y'all gotta figure out. I don't know Morse code.
Actually, considering that he's from the military, could I do a profession check instead?
Perfect. Yes.
Because I have a 0 in survival and an 8 in profession, so
that is perfect. I forgot about the profession skill.
Yeah,
so
it's something easily forgotten. Because there is no definite set thing, so it's up to the players to see if they can come up with some interesting way to use it.
I think it's also used to get money. Like once per week, you can make a profession roll and you get that amount of credits. I think times 10.
Yeah.
It's somewhere in the book, but it's like something that you can do like once a week to basically for your basic income.
Yeah, because Pathfinder does it the same way.
Is it the 24 or is it the 16? Both of which pass. I was just curious.
Oh, the 16 was the perception from earlier. The 24 is the profession.
So with a 24, the unique thing about Morse code is every planet could have its own type of Morse code. Versus Morse code could be different than Absalon Station Morse code. This one, when you figure out from the blinking what it spells out the word blue. And you feel like it is to be deciphered by what, like, the letter that it is compared to what number it would be on the alphabet. 2 being B, E being 5. And after that 24, you get a 8-digit password.
Oh.
Avatar's just like, wow, they made their password the most obvious thing in the world.
Oh, this is so fun.
This is like, what's your password? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Like,
The blue room's password is blue.
Are you gonna say anything?
He will, while still eating with like one hand, he's gonna like type on his data pad. To who all was in the bathroom trying to do the code thing, or who was it that needed the code again?
That was
ultimately, it is any person that uses the computer
It
because
was really Snow that was directing everyone towards everything.
yeah.
Yeah,
She
he
was
just
the
like
one that had the code thing come up.
he very slowly, because he's typing with one hand, and he's just sort of like pecking at it with one finger. And like after like 3 minutes, Snow receives a little ping on her data pad that just says code is blue and then numbers.
Okay. Out of character, any computer you decide to use, whether it be one of the computers at the computer station or a VR system, this individual that's sending the message seems to have a way to be able to message it to you regardless of what system you're on. It just seems to be the way that this person is communicating. Nothing verbal or nothing like that, just messages and hints and things like that.
And
I'm
since
not going to
Snow is
whisper.
already in the VR system, she's going to use it.
So when you pop it back on, it does blue screen again. No pop-up message comes up this time, but it does ask for the 8-digit password. After you pop it into place, give me a toner, give me a perception check.
Ow.
9.
Oh boy. Okay. All right.
Too
Something
busy eating and typing. It takes concentration.
happens in the room that is unseen. After you get past the password part of the screen, this box plot pops up on the screen that looks like you can send a reply back to whoever like was the recipient on the other end. What would you like to say?
I'm listening.
Okay.
Oh, this realm even has the little swirly bits.
That's fun.
My toner is a gift.
Okay. You see these weird shapes pop up onto the screen in front of you. They are actually displayed on all of the screens, which I will show now. And if Snow, since you have the VR system, if you look into your journal, you have an easy clue that'll help you with figuring it out. It should be there. Should be there by now.
The
Under which
Starfinder lookup.
It's there's gonna be one that says signal streams, and there's gonna be one that says blue room.
Under any folder.
Yeah. I'll just show it to you. It'll be easier. You're displayed with a puzzle, and on your screen is a pigpen cryptography on solving that puzzle.
God damn it.
Hopefully, they both showed up. Do you see them both?
And the puzzle guide and the puzzle itself, yeah. I fucking hate
So
puzzles.
it does require a bit of translating, which is in this person's language like coding. But the store associate heads over and sees Havoc and says, "You look a bit familiar. Do I know you?
I'm sorry, but I don't think I know you. I've had that happen lately. I'm
Are you
sorry.
sure?
I'm sure.
You remind me of an individual who actually made it big in the gaming world. Yep, get them tissues. I'm kidding. I heard the sniffles. I said, "Yep, get those tissues ready," and I said, "I'm just kidding."
I'm sorry, but I don't really remember you.
That's okay. Around here, everyone calls me Leander Vaz. I like to call myself Token, but that's just a personal preference thing.
Oh.
Called it early on. Hey, Brandon.
Hey, I went with the character name from the module. I just spiced it up because that picture kind of looks like me. That's all. He
By the way,
says,
I
"Well,
can't find that puzzle, like what it's under.
here, let me take a look real
Are you
quick."
guys able to see the puzzle?
Like what section is it under? Because I'm
It would have
Hang on,
popped
which-
up, and it's really something only Snow is seeing right now, but she's actually going to essentially copy the message and send it to the rest of the crew. Because Snow, just like myself, is absolute shit with puzzles.
Oh, I love puzzles.
I see the puzzle now. Brand just brought it up on my screen.
Okay, there you go. That's both of them side by side.
Wait,
Do you
both?
think?
Yeah, I sent it in the Sad Space Furries Discord.
I
Is
promise
this
you,
from
this. Guys,
Is this from Stop Talking and Don't Explode?
surprisingly, it's not.
I was
I
thinking
had
the
a,
same thing. I was like, this is very similar to Keep Talking or No One Explodes.
I had a
Keep
person
talking now, no
share.
one explodes.
I had a person trick me on Facebook with they sent me the thing on the right with the puzzle guide, and then at the bottom it spells "send nudes."
Oh,
So I was like, this individual that you're talking to is very into computers, is like a bit on the intelligence side and very into cybernetics and stuff like that. This is like a fun day for them, sending out puzzles and things like that that involve searching the room, almost like an escape the room, searching the room, having puzzles and figuring out how this all makes sense.
The entire time, Snow's like, I'm going to break this motherfucker's fingers.
So I got inspired for it, and I kind of try to make this similar to like an escape room with figuring things out. Where using your character's abilities and skills will help, but this person is very high tech. Thus, it's Kalani looking for this one individual out of 20 is really hard. But yeah, that puzzle is displayed in front of you. The store associate says, "Hey, like again, if you need any help, I'm right over here." And he heads back over to his desk. Says, "All right, finally back to this show." And he moves back to his area, and that's that. I should also mention Kalani and Gunnar. What you both notice is that although this riddle has been solved, the light continues to shine through the stained glass through the wall and is still being towards it. You could put something in the way to prevent the light from going any further, but once the word light was mentioned, it is permanently like stayed there. And also provides a bit more lighting in the bathroom. Okay. I see that a toner took some stabs at it.
Because I think the dots have to like, I think the dots correspond with the dots that are on like the letter sheets.
Mhm.
With like that basically being like the corner of where it is. So I was like, okay, that one's showing that the dot is in. So like the first one, the dot is in the top right corner, which goes with the P that has the dot in its right corner.
Correct.
And then the second one has no dots. That makes me think goes with the set of letters on the left. And with it being like the top, pointing to the top left, that makes me want to say it's A. And then the third one makes me think it's L because it has the dot in the bottom left. And then the fourth one makes me think it's O because it's the one that has a dot to the left of it.
Mhm.
And then the last one makes me think it's T because unlike the other ones, which are all like sort of like L shaped or whatever, this one's diagonally, which makes me think it's using like the ones that have like the diamond shape.
Yeah,
And if it doesn't have a dot in it, it makes me think it's using the not dot one. And then the one that makes that shape is the T. So that's my reason for that guess.
I mean,
But I'm not sure if
I
it's
was
right.
just coming to that as well, and it looks like it's the I, not the A,
Correct.
for the second.
Correct. The only one, Blake, that you had off was the I. It is pointing towards the top left, but the shape that it is making is the I, like that bottom right corner with a line above and line to the left.
Oh, okay, yeah, I got
But
it.
everything else you hit spot on. Jen hit that spot on with the answer. So pilot is the correct answer. Once the word pilot mentioned, you see that one of the television screens placed behind the store clerk just suddenly cuts on, and it looks like it's airing like an old episode of something in black and white.
Pilot episode.
Good thing I watched all those holo vids.
Well, I decided that since I haven't really heard from anybody else, I'm going out to see where this light is tracking to.
I mean, you would have gotten a message of the puzzle.
Okay. Kalani, give me a perception check.
Yeah, Toner's done his ramen.
14, 18.
The toner just
32.
horfed down the last of it.
With a 32, as the small TV cuts on, the store associate turns his back over to it. He's like, "Ooh," he's like, "This is suddenly cut on." He's like, "Oh, but this is great." And he looks over towards you and he says, "Yeah, do you know what this is?"
I take a look using my culture knowledge to see if I can come up with what it is.
Is it Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
So my culture is
Give me a culture check.
16. Double checking here. 16 with my expertise. Alright, so 17 on the die, 3 on my expertise. $16 as my culture.
Man, it hasn't started raining yet down here or anything, but it is like pitch black outside. Like I can't see anything.
It did begin to rain here, but so far my electricity's on, so I'm thankful.
Also, yeah, Toner's done all his ramen now. He just basically took the last cup like a shot.
I would love just a picture of that, just liquids and the ramen coming out of like a cup noodle sized thing, like almost looking like the slobber like in the mouth.
Let's see, I rolled a 17, that's 20. So a 26.
With a 26 and with this being in black and white, it's just you're looking at it and the like actor that's on the screen looks just looks like may have not been your time. They look like they are young at heart, but they, from what you see in the settings and stuff, everything on the screen just looks old and archaic to you. And the store,
An archaic. Can I roll a culture check?
sure.
I was gonna say, am I able to see it since I didn't fully go with the VR system? Would it be something I would remember?
I used my Akashic download to do another recheck. So I have a Akashic download spell that I'll be doing.
Excuse me.
And that gives me another +4 to the skill check.
A Toner got a 30, by the way.
Oh, okay. Let me see what Kalani got for the reroll.
So I did. Let's see, 16 and 4. That's 20 plus my 15 on the die. That's 35 plus another 5, so 38.
Okay. With a 38, you do get a bit more insight into what this is called. The what is displayed on the screen is a flick that was called Legacy. It dates back what some people were saying to as possibly a movie before the Gap. So like pre-Gap, before they try to settle with Absalon Station and the planets try to align. That's what rumors have said about this movie, but it's still a bit uncertain. There's no there's nothing in the movie that makes it distinguishable. The technology in the movie just looks terrible. It looks like it wasn't developed at its time.
And so
Is the answer Rosebud?
I tell this associate, it's like, I think that's the pre-Gap movie called Legacy, I believe.
He's like, oh, so you have heard of it? He's like, it's a shame. This movie was meant to be a show at one point in time, but it's unfortunate.
Oh,
Do you remember the synopsis of the movie?
Not really. I'm just pulling some knowledge that I was able to get a hold of to just manage to figure out what the movie was, but it was before my time, so I'm not exactly sure what the synopsis of that movie was.
Oh, well, come over here. Let me tell you all about it. The data pad he had over, he like kind of like accidentally slaps off the table, but you see he's excited. He's as excited as like a Blockbuster employee would be to tell you like, hey, come watch this movie at the time.
Hey, I'm all
That doesn't actually date us as humans right now. But he says, yeah, so the show was supposed to be based off of a sharer named Sam, some teenager that owned a shareholder with a very successful company. He was just like ready to throw that life away for something better. but he was really, really smart. He was so smart that he was decided to release like an operating system for free just because he could, and he was taken under arrest. He managed to escape, but it was never said by who in the movie or in the show, which they were going to explain. However, he received an encoded message to meet at some storage facility, and after arriving and investigating it, he found a computer with some laser attached to it. The camera does this weird thing and zaps him, and that's where it ends. And the weirdest thing is, no matter what whatever disc or DVDs or VHS or whatever you find, only one episode aired, the pilot. A lot of people wanted to call Legacy the pilot. And as you look at the screen, you see that exact same part happen where the Sharon gets zapped. And there's just right before the credit screens happen, it says, "Here lies Clue, CLU."
Mm,
I think you have a good idea of what to do.
great.
Is this a reference to the other campaign?
No,
but
this is a
it's-
reference to actual movies. I know exactly what you're talking about, Brandon.
I'm glad. I'm glad someone got it. It's going to be so much cooler when the reveal happens.
Oh, I love this.
Speaking of reveal, where are you located?
I am still in the VR system, though I don't have the headset fully on, so I can see my surroundings.
Give me a perception check.
Hey, perceptions is what I'm good at. That's 16 plus 19.
Wow. Okay. With the headset that's placed on your hand or wherever you're holding this headset, the device seems to load up an application, and you can that 8-bit sound that I mentioned earlier that Havoc heard, you can now hear, and Havoc and Gunner, who are both near you, can also hear. The service bot that's close by doesn't seem to pay you any attention, and the other people in the other VR headsets are in their bubble and just like dead to the world at this moment.
Snow actually hears Havoc mixed with Vil in her head now, just like, yeah, that's the sound.
This is gonna get old real quick.
Sorry, did I do it again?
She doesn't say it out loud.
Okay. But yeah, she heard that in her noggin. Because it's like a simple response.
Snow, what do you do?
Nothing else from the VR system.
Nope, just it sounds like a application loaded up on its own, and you can hear these 8-bit sounds coming through it. It's hard to kind of decipher what's up without putting it on now. You can just hear the sound.
Is she able to try to pinpoint where this sound is coming from, or is it just the headset?
Just the headset.
And she's going to try to see what this application is that loaded up.
When you kind of angle it where you can kind of look and get a glance at what's being displayed, you see the words in blue and white lighting, Legacy. It looks to be a game application.
Well, I guess we're playing a game.
As you plug on the headset and this bubble surrounds you, it asks you 1 or 2 players.
Let's run this 2 players.
As you click on the 2-player option, the headset that is placed to the right side of you, the right space, automatically loads up with Legacy as well. Because you are in the bubble and can't hear your surroundings of what's happening in the blue room, you do not hear it, but it just says on your screen linking.
She's gonna send a message over to Havoc. Hey Havoc, how about you load up in VR?
Oh, okay.
Might as well bring a professional gamer in with her, even though she doesn't remember.
You know I don't remember doing that at all, right?
Well, she's not gonna say all that. She's like, "Hey, could you join me in here?" She's kind of hoping
Come
that
play a game
muscle.
with me,
She's
Havoc.
kind of hoping that muscle reflexes will still be there, though you don't remember.
Forever and ever and ever.
Oh, we don't like that here.
You're the one talking with a dead person's voice.
Fair, but still. I can't control that.
Havoc, are you going to link up?
Sure.
Okay. All right, Havoc, as you head over to the VR system, you go to put the VR system on your head. The words "Legacy." It's the background is black, and the letters are like hard lines that read the word "Legacy" in like a bluish, whitish neon color. I'm hoping someone really gets the clue here.
I definitely do.
Yeah, I know me and you were on the same page. I'm just waiting till that actual reveal happens.
I'm just thinking friggin' Ready Player One right now.
You're not too far off.
It's not far off,
You
but
are not.
it's
Tron.
something older.
So mad.
Is it Tron?
I'm
Hard blue and white neon.
Yep, that's Tron.
God.
So have it as you put on the headset. You don't even get an option to select, but this bubble begins to surround you. You're placed in a gaming bubble. Up at the front desk, Leander says, "Hey, that's 50 credits," and the data pad that he is holding, he just looks over to it and he says, "Oh, it's paid for. Okay, never mind."
Oh,
You got a free
Oh.
ride.
hell yeah.
When you both finally accept to play the game, you both in character, all the actions that you do, your character does inside the bubble, but in the game, you are digitized into game, just like Tron would be, that I'm calling Legacy
Oh,
for
fuck.
this purpose. The game that both of you are inserted into, similar to the Tron movie from 2010, seems to be a game involving having a disc and eliminating your enemy.
Oh,
Here we go.
this is going to be unpleasant.
Use your ranged
So
attack.
the two of you are squaring off against the two that are playing to the left of you. The winner out of the four of you has the opportunity of going against Clue, the villain themselves.
Oh, dang.
So with this, it's going to be a skill check. Since it is two-player, you both act as a team. So I'm going to need a combined check from you two, and I'm going to roll a combined check for these two. And we will see who wins. I will not lie to you. The skill that one of them will be using is profession gaming, because that is their highest skill. And the other one, I will not mention it to you. But use what skill you feel would work according to what you were doing. If you feel using actual athletics and acrobatics to outmaneuver your opponents is going to do the trick, stick with it. If you feel like survival to try to like dodge, weave, and kind of predict where this disc could go, or ricochet off of a wall and try to hit you, use survival. If you have profession gaming and you just know a way around games, use that.
I have two possible options. Because I have the perception of basically seeing the incoming stuff and being able to get out of the way in time, or pinpoint area hazards that I could utilize against the enemy, or I use computers to basically modify the system in our favor.
I assume I can't use stealth.
This is a game where stealth will not help you.
Okay, yeah, that's what I figured.
You are
And
set
I
up
feel-
in like an arena, like almost an arena-like setting. I placed the video of what I'm basing this off of in the Discord if you want to like skim and look through it just to get an idea of what I'm talking about. But
Yep,
I'm
all the
still,
memories are flooding back to me.
yeah. Yep.
Like, I didn't even need to look at anything. It's like, I know exactly about this stuff because I've seen both the old and the newer movie.
Thus, my love for sci-fi and things like that comes out in this one dungeon class quote blue room.
Can I intimidate?
I'll allow it if that's what you want to choose. Your skill is going to be combined with Snow's skill, so you want to outbeat your opponent.
And my highest skill would be computers at 22.
Mine would be
So
intimidate.
the question is, am I going to be allowed to modify the system in our favor?
If you try to use computers, I'm going to.
Because if not, then it'll be perception at 19 to basically try to spot incoming attacks as well as utilize the environment around them.
If you use computers, I'm going to count it as like if you see an opportune moment where you or Havoc would get hit, you use computers to kind of like glitch out the system to off angle like a shot or two.
Yeah, move it a pixel or two away so it misses.
Like I'm gonna play it up with like you like not reprogramming the game because the person who's in charge of this right now wouldn't let you do it, but to try to maneuver it in your favor while also staying true to the game.
Yeah, that's
So
kind of what I wanted to do anyways.
I was gonna make it like a skill challenge, but due to time, I'm just gonna make it one combined skill. So I see Havoc has a 27. So now it's just seeing what you will bring to the table and what that combined will equal.
It's a 38 on my part.
30 what?
38.
38 and 27. Okay. 8 sevens 5. 3 and 2 with a 1. 65. Okay. That's the number I gotta beat. So now I'm gonna do mine. Player ready, player 1. 32 for the first one.
Failed against me. Yeah.
And the one with the higher skill got the lesser roll. All right. You managed to take them 2 out. Upon doing that, they are eliminated. They began cursing up a storm, similar to like when you would play a personal, like an old 360, where there's some underage kid like cursing, like, "Oh, what the fuck? This cheap piece of shit game. It's all outdated and yada yada yada." I was gonna quote Stranger Things arcade scene because that is where I drew inspiration for Tron. Actually, it says like, I got to the last level, you piece of shit, cheap ass game. So you do hear that until they take off the headsets, the bubbles pop off, and then they step away from they step away from the VR sets. You are now both to square off against Clue, who is going to roll 2 checks to counter against your 2 checks and see if you can beat him in the final level.
So you guys are playing Tron, basically?
Yeah, they're in the game of Tron. They're doing like a Disc Wars, but as of right now, it's a 2v1 against the final boss. So give me 2 more rolls, and I'll do my 2 rolls, and we'll see what happens.
Aye, Captain. Yay, it's 20.
25 and 29 are my totals. Okay. You slaughter Clue on the last level. He does put up a good fight, but you just any challenge that he had, you could see that you both were just 2 steps ahead. He would throw a disc, one that looks like it would intentionally miss, very similar to like old school Pong, like bounce it off 1 wall, 2 walls to try to hit you. You both were ahead of your game, and catch him off guard with a shot, which involved Captain Snow throwing like a bait shot and Havoc getting the killing blow with the disc. Before you get rewarded to the credit scenes, the disc disappear in front of you. And can you still hear me?
Yep.
Okay. The disc disappear in front of you, and these cycles, light cycles, form underneath of your feet, and you both look to be like in a race of some sort against each other to a destination. I need you both to roll off against each other.
Ooh. Is it gonna be piloting or?
Yeah, let's go with piloting.
I'll do piloting. I have no bonuses to piloting. Oops.
How good are you at Centipede?
Even with the.
I got a nat 1.
Both of us rolled shit, but my points are better.
Gets the killing blow. Can't ride a game vehicle.
I rolled a 4.
So, Havoc, you get a good head start, but then you just see Captain Snow just get a lead, and it's just that, like, from what you see, it just looks like Captain Snow driving towards a sunset with you having, like, no chance to keep up at all. At one point in time, it looks like the programming in the game, the light cycle, just like stops. Not by your choice; it just happens. Snow, as you continue riding forward, it's been mostly like a straight shot with a wall to the left and to the right of you. You begin to see an opening that's towards your left, and what looks to be like a wall suddenly form in front of you. Give me another piloting check.
Oof. All right, that's 16 plus 16.
Okay. You manage to not collide into the wall, and then suddenly you see what looks to be like a storage facility placed in front of you, and all of these walls begin to rise up, forming almost like a labyrinth between you and the storage facility. When you take a look behind you, the light cycle that you are riding looks to make like a beam of light behind you. It looks as if you were to cross your own path twice, it'll be game over. Give me one more piloting check. No pressure.
Actually, I think I have something that can help with that.
That's a 17 plus 16.
You managed to navigate all the way to the storage facility without colliding into any walls. It looks like you got to a part of the game that may have either like never made it to an arcade or made it to like a console form of some way, shape, or form. Even everything about the storage facility, everything doesn't look in place. Some things look to be a bit glitched out. But as you arrive to the front of it, the light cycle disperses from beneath your feet, and you find yourself standing there. A credit screen starts to form above you, almost in like a form of Tetris, and it looks like it's about to collide onto the building.
Fuck.
Give me either a survival, a perception, or a acrobatics check.
Yeah, the best I have of that would be perception. That is a nat 20 plus 19.
You get a quick glance into the room before the blocks, or before the credits, as we say, fall on top of the building, and you see something that looks like a target board with a bullseye at the center of it, and like these waves that look like they ripple out in very Tron-like style. As you get a glance at this, the credits begin to fall onto the building and yourself, and you're jacked out of the game. The headset cuts back on, or I'm sorry, like flickers off, flickers back on. But when it comes back on, the rebooting process doesn't seem to happen just yet. It's like delayed. I need Kalani or a toner or a gunner to give me a perception check.
Alright, I will do that. $17 plus 18. So 35.
21 on my end.
30.
With a 35, towards the, well, it would be towards the top part, looking from, towards the top. If you look between both sets of 10 people, you see that like red dot that's placed right here on the screen. Can that be seen by everybody?
Yep.
Your pulse, but I don't see like a dot meant to pulse.
I don't see a dot, but I know what you're talking about.
That red dot, similar to what Snow saw in the game, looks to be like a bullseye board placed in the room.
I go up to it, check it out.
Are there any darts?
There are some placed not too far away from the board itself. I would say if you get 5 feet from the board, you could grab the darts.
All right, let's play some darts.
All right.
Okay.
See what
Okay.
we can do.
How far back should from the thing, or does it not really matter?
I think it
Depends how extreme
stay
do you want
within
to go.
5 because it's darts. So
Well, I rolled for my dart. Whatever it is.
Whatever
rolled from-
it is, I rolled it.
what are we rolling?
Yeah, like what are we
assume
adding?
Just a thrown attack roll.
I would count a thrown attack. Yeah, I would count it as a thrown attack.
Ranged attack, no penalties. 37.
37. Which one has the highest? I'm gonna count whoever wins
There's
this
a
game.
37, a 33, and
Just try and beat me. That's a nat 20.
I got 15 and 6. So I got 21.
Sniper's aim, baby.
I was being made fun of in the background. Sorry. Very nerdy session. 33. What was? I'm sorry. Everyone's total one more time.
37.
33. 37. 33. Okay. With 37, as you hit a bullseye, both of you hit a bullseye, the 33 and the 37. So it says winner, and you both see, although it is very faint, you both see kind of in the room, one of the walls, a bit of it begins to like bend forward. I'm going to show it to you. It's going to be, if you follow the trail of light going from the bathroom over to where the store cleric is, you'll see that one's missing.
Better check it out then.
Yeah.
Havoc's still in the game, right?
At this point, the game is set. You see this like wallpaper kind of slightly come off, and the light that beamed out of the bathroom kind of bounces off this wallpaper and also hits the bullseye, and you hear a sound come from the door that Jen tried to hack into earlier. Give me a perception check.
Who's doing perception?
All three of you, everyone who played the game, because this can be heard like almost pretty much by anybody.
Oh, that's a nat 1. Got the nat 20, and then I got the nat 1.
Ouch.
The duality.
15 and 18.
33? 33?
Yeah, that's 30.
Yeah.
On the 33, that sounds like a mechanism unlocking in the door. And it's quite audible. You hear it. The store associate at the front hears it. The people located at the computers still don't seem to be paying attention, but they do have noise canceling headphones on. After that happens, the VR headsets do reboot back up finally. What would you like to do at this point?
Has the attendant looked up?
The store assistant looks up and says, "Huh. Okay, that's different." He doesn't seem to acknowledge the beam of light that is hitting the why can't I think of it, the target board. He doesn't seem to be acknowledging that light at all. Like he's not paying it any attention whatsoever. On all of your data pads, you get another message that says, "Well done. One more to go." Do you wish to respond?
What does it say?
Well done. One more to go.
I'm not responding. I was waiting for the dumb freaking puzzle.
Bring it on.
Gunner's done.
In all caps.
It's
When you
all
have to
fun.
manually hit the caps button for each letter.
Okay. You get a text sent to all of you, or a message, I should say, sent to all of you from this anonymous person that says, "Imagine a world unplugged. If you wish to seek justice, then shine a light on the darkness that consumes us all."
Is there an Eclipse Innovation sign anywhere?
What do you do?
What,
I look for the darkest point in the room.
Give me a perception check.
Perception. Wait. 21.
this is all like a counter, right? It's not a solid wall? Or is it a solid wall?
That is all. So that's all solid wall. There is a door. That orange part that you see on the one side, I'm counting that as a door. Yeah, I'm gonna count that as a door to get into that room. But otherwise, on your end, it's all pretty much like a solid wall. The door would go, from your character's perspective, the door would go outward from your room and inward into that room with the supercomputer.
Okay. Toner, is the door open or is it shut?
It still seems to be closed.
Is that the door we're trying to get open, or?
Mhm.
Ah, darn. Because my thought was shine the laser to try and get it to hit the computer.
I don't know what I did with my store clerk buddy guy.
He's gone.
Oh, no.
Let's bum rush it.
You want
So he steps away from his desk while I figure out what's going on. And he's heading over towards the vending machine to go grab a thing of ramen. Sure. Um, actually, Snow, give me a perception check from where you're located, and have it give me a perception check where you're located.
Okay, I'll do another one. $22.
Okay. And Snow?
38.
All right. Having with a 22, you do see the store associate over at the vending machine. He looks over to the bot and he's looks like, oh, maybe I'll get ramen from here this time around since this machine can heat it. He orders some ramen and you see him just continue to wait. Captain Snow, when you take a look over, you hear weird sounds coming out of the machine as it's trying to make that ramen. Sounds that like maybe like a nut or bolt popping out of place, and it might be a little bit dysfunctional. Both of which the result is he waits about like a minute or two, and then he's like, "Come on, stupid machine!" He begins like kicking the machine. It's like, "Come on, work for me."
Do you need
Do
help?
you want the Terminator? That's how you get the Terminator.
Snow's gonna be stepping out from behind the vending machine. It's like, do you need help?
No, it's just sometimes this machine works, sometimes it doesn't. I can't wait until my boss gives me the thumbs up to unplug this thing.
I work on starships all the time. I'm sure I could figure out what's going on with it.
I mean, I'm really not supposed to allow you to do that,
But at
but
the same time, if it's a working system, why trash it?
I kind of really want some ramen and could care less about this machine. If you can get ramen out of this thing, I'm saying yes. If you can't, there might be some consequences.
If you're gonna throw it out anyways.
I can't do that without a manager's approval. Trust me, it would have already been thrown out. It's a little too archaic and old.
Yeah, just let me pop it open and see if I could find out what's going on.
Okay. Give me a check.
Ah, wait a minute. Nothing. I will keep it to myself.
It's a 34. Or, no. Yeah, 34.
Okay. Let me see. When you head over to this bot, you kind of like you don't dissect it open, but you open up the cage that would like heat up or freeze the materials on the inside. It looks like engraved on the inside, they named the robot Roger Waters. Um,
Aw.
when you go to see, like when you go to look into this bot, just several of the parts placed into this are like companies that like don't exist to the current day Starfinder that you live in. So the parts that you're looking at, if you were to replace them with the same parts, it would either cost a fortune or you're not going to get it because they're extremely rare to find. However, the quality of those parts weren't really that great either. As technology boomed, you just replace it with new stuff. This bot never got like that maintenance service that it deserved, and you can tell just by looking at the insides.
I mean, with that check, would I be able to do it the justice of a proper maintenance? And kind of like jerry rig any fixes that need to happen?
Yeah. So you begin to pull out some tools. You begin to do your thing. The store associate kind of just steps off to the side, kind of like out of sight, out of mind. I don't see this. I just still want my ramen. And you you jiggle a wire, and the machine almost like short wires itself, and the light and electricity flowing through it stops. This little tune is played that I need you and everyone else close to you to make a perception check.
Which would be
Do 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 do.
fucking online dice roller.
Roll.
Oh god. Okay. 31.
I think that's the highest I've seen currently, I think. What was Snow's? Was Snow's 38 or was it the 22?
22.
Okay.
Because the fucking online rollers won't go above 10.
Gunner, as you get close to this device, as you hear this tune playing, you know how you would imagine a small out of character. You know how you would imagine like a small like tune box that plays like a tune when you like twist
Like a little
the
music box.
yeah, like a small little music box. It plays a tune that sounds like it was like pre-recorded into it. Possibly the mechanic that was working on this may have like said this tune, and because there's a slight bit of intelligence in it, it might have recorded it as like a, always remember my maker kind of thing. And you
Like
just
Ghost in the
hear
Machine almost.
this tune and you hear the vocals that come with it. And if the cloud bursts, thunder in your ear, you shout and no one seems to hear. And if the band you're in starts playing different tunes, I'll see you on the dark side of the moon.
Guys, we have to go to the moon.
Okay.
I mean, was there a moon in the bathroom?
There is one in the bathroom. Additionally, because no one made a perception to like spec out the room, there is a poster that has a planet of Furries in it in the room that you're currently in.
Can I take away the poster that's on the Furries poster?
You can definitely go over there and try it.
All right, I'm gonna go over and try and see if I can like just lift up a corner.
Trying the poster
behind it.
when you like take the poster off, it comes off easily, and when you go to place it back, the poster is almost like magnetic. When you ripped it off, it didn't feel it. It felt just like paper or like tough cardboard material. But when you went to place it back, it just had a magnetic feel where the edges all were aligned back to where they needed to be.
Huh. I'm gonna shoot it. I mean, I'll give that information over to plug if you wish to see darkness that consumes us all.
Shine light on the dark side of the moon.
In the darkness.
Do I shine a light on the back of the poster?
What about the dark side of Vert?
Yeah. As you pull out some type of device, a pocket mirror or something that would reflect a beam of light and point it towards Furries. Furries itself, the planet, has bright side and dark side. One side of it looking like it's always, the sun is always on that side, and the other side where darkness always prevails. You can hear a third mechanism happening in the door, and the door slightly cracks open.
Before that happens, may I do something?
Sure. What's up?
Is there a light switch just to the general, like, like, you said it was dark, right? Is there, like, a light switch? Like, in the store? Or the cafe?
There are several switches. They were over by the station where the store associate was. It's uncertain if they were like a light switch or like a kill power switch or whatever. They weren't labeled. But you can definitely, if you want, like go over and mess with one. I should mention that after that tune is played, the service bot was back to functional. So he did step away from his desk to get the ramen and enjoy it at the table.
No, Havoc isn't that stupid. Okay, never mind.
Okay. I didn't
Havoc
clear
was
that
gonna
part up.
literally try to turn on the lights.
But
Be careful. One of the switches is for the orphanage next across the street. Don't ask why the light switch in another building controls the orphanage power.
But
Life
Feels
death,
yeah,
life
Jim's
death,
really
life death.
drunk.
as Snow was working on the robot, she was also kind of talking between like herself, the robot, and the guy who was working there. It's like, you know, these old machines have their own personalities. A lot of people like to think they're problematic, but they just have their own quirks, and you just need to work through them. And that's when everything started working again, and she started closing everything up. Well, she all it needed was a bit of love.
Once the doors slightly crack open, a message um, is sent to all of your data pads that says, I will meet you inside. And out of the 20 individuals that are there, the one that it was this whole time is going to step away from the computer and head over.
Oh.
And Snow's gonna wait until the attendant isn't directly looking and make her way in.
So, anyone who's
Just
not
back
in
here.
the room currently, when this individual steps away, they see that the hacker that's been messaging you this whole time heads over towards the front desk. There is a scanner that's placed on the side of the desk, and they place their hand right underneath of a scanner, and it looks like a UV tattoo can be seen on top of the hand. And after that happens, you hear more sounds coming from the door, and then they start heading towards you. So it's a quick.
Oh.
Does the
No, we're
tattoo
not.
look cool, or is it just like a lame QR code on the back of their hand?
Just binary coding on their wrist.
I love how we just like phased in and out of that wall.
Because we're
I
talented
followed
like that.
them in. You ain't gonna turn my back to a person who's been
Ooh, that's
fucking
cool.
Gary Gygaxing us.
Similar to that, the book describes it as 3 interlocking circles, but I think this symbol kind of looks cooler.
Congratulations, you
Having
met the Illuminati.
having that would have made it easily like, oh yeah, you need to go in the back, like scan your hand, this and that.
Is that the
But this
symbol for the
individual,
AI god? Because there was like that one god in Starfinder. It's like the 3 AIs or whatever. Is that its symbol?
I might have to look that one up. This one I found that through a random Google search,
Yeah,
looking up
I was
UV tech.
I was talking about the one you were talking about with the 3 circles interlocked.
Oh yeah, that I think does link to that. It didn't state it, but it might be triune or, but I'm pretty sure it does link to that. But anyway, this individual steps into the room where all of you are. There is a bit of text for me to read. I'm not going to put it in the chat since it's not a puzzle anymore. But it's a she, first of all. It's a female. Let me see. I'm going to be able to say exactly what it is. It looks to be a female android directly in front of you. She's mostly, like, her face is mostly covered, so it's hard to get any distinguishing features about her. As she walks, she like types into thin air in front of you. It would be easy to assume that she's typing with a keyboard of some sort, but she does that until she steps into the room.
Snow does that kind of thing all the time.
And you all get a message on your data pad that says, I need to make sure that I could trust you.
Snow's going to type back in the same way. How else do we need to prove ourselves?
I believe we are, everything that I'm saying to you is sent back to you as a message. It's almost as if this person is choosing not to speak. But they say, I feel like we are going against a mutual cause. We both want to see the end of eclipsed innovation.
I'm listening.
I want to help. And she ends up taking a seat right by the computer. Let me see. It describes her as a female android wearing a hood and a mask that covers her face. She carries herself with a cool confidence, and her mask makes her next to impossible to read. You get the feeling that she is possibly an introvert. So, just the body language you're reading off of her. She begins typing and says, "Although you don't know who I am, I will not tell any of your secrets."
Snow's going to speak more out loud. It seems like most of this planet knows at least one of us and is actively hunting us down.
A message is sent specifically to you that says, "I believe no one on this planet knows your real name is Snow, though." So there's that.
Oh,
I mean, all
Again,
us know.
I can be trusted, and your secrets are safe with me.
I don't trust this person at all.
You don't trust anyone.
That's true, but also especially this one.
Alright. How are you offering to help?
I belong to a hackers group known as Syzygy. Syzygy. I think I may have mentioned it one time in a session before. But she follows up with, I am associated with Syzygy. I want to take down the Eclipse Innovation because I believe they are up to no good. She begins to walk towards the door and closes the door. And what you see is a poster that looks exactly like Versy's, but where that light shines on the poster on the one side, a rainbow shines out of it, similar to like Pink Floyd's cover for Dark Side of the Moon, from a certain spot on Versy's. And she says, "I believe this location is where they can be found." And that's where I'm going to pause the session.
Oh.
And Snow is going to respond when she said, "We believe that they're up to no good." Snow's actually going to pull up video clips of everything that they had come across from, like the zombies on the resort planet, the messages they got from what's his face, the leader, as well as the enslaved androids that were being pretty much worked to death in that facility.
I thought you said we weren't supposed to tell anyone about all that stuff.
You can trust me. Here's everything. Hold up. Too much.
Whoa. Let's back up a little bit.
It's gonna be like video clips just kind of cycling around of the various stuff. It's like, we know that they're fucked up.
So yeah, that's where I'm gonna leave it. That was my what would you say? That was my Starfinder attempt of making like a dungeon-esque thing without damage, but sci-fi themed puzzle riddle thing, whatever.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
Loved it.
Oh,
Inserted like actual real life things. I had so much other stuff planned here, but it overcomplicated it.
Yeah, always got to streamline sometimes when storytelling.
Yep.